Welcome to Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethia Tucker. I'm so happy that you're listening today. My goal is to bring something new, something promising. I plan to bring conversation, resources, and wisdom around the things that are holding us back from going for our best. We'll talk about everyday life and careers. I'll bring us dialogue designed to dig deep and identify our passions. We'll talk about the limits that you need to let go of and the promise that you need to grab a hold of. I'll interview women who bring valuable insight to the table. We'll have opportunities for Q&A, and we'll talk resources to help along the way. There are levels to this, and we'll hit them all, starting at the ground floor. We all have dreams, and now is our time to level up.
Ground floor.
Growing up, I remember my mother always saying, you will not value your clothing until you have to pay for it yourself. Fast forward to being a young adult and starting out work and having to buy a whole new wardrobe and paying for clothing and realizing that I probably purchased just enough to get through 4 days, and there were 5 days in the week, and was I going to wash at the end of the week? And then not always taking care of the things that I did purchase. Sometimes just kind of haphazardly placing them somewhere or washing them with the wrong colors. If it was white, washing it with colors and ruining it. Boy, did that lesson ever become evident at that point. It was pricey to replace clothing, and clothing itself is just expensive. I also think about growing up, my father got my mother and I both furs. And at the end of the season, it was important to preserve that fur, store it until the next cold season, because otherwise it would shed or, it just wouldn't have the same quality that it had when it was purchased. So the bottom line is a pricey purchase really does require some preservation. And you can take that literally. If you're purchasing clothing, if you're purchasing a home, if you're purchasing a car, whatever it is, you need to take that car to the shop. You need to do the maintenance that's necessary on the home. You need to do whatever is needed to preserve what you have invested in. Many of you have invested in yourselves, and you are not preserving things as you should. It's absolutely necessary. And without the preservation, that pricey purchase, that pricey investment really does become a huge loss for you, doesn't it? You lose in the lessons that you should be able to learn from establishing your boundaries. You lose out on lessons that you gain lessons in the importance of preserving, because your health isn't great because you haven't done what's necessary to preserve it. So I want to give you an affirmation, and it's this. I have acquired many things in life that are pretty pricey. My health, my well-being, my career, my family, how I'm accepted, you put a name to it. They're all valuable. They're valuable to me, and they require preservation. And I am going to do all that I can to make sure that I preserve that pricey thing that I have purchased.
Main level.
Hello, welcome to Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethia Tucker. I am here with the awesome Reverend Dr. Pastor, what else am I going to say?
Anthony D Shannon.
Anthony D Shannon, that's what I'm going to say. I'm so happy to have you here. Look, we do things together. We do stages together.
Yes.
We have worked projects together. But I don't think I have ever had you on the podcast.
Never, ever, never, ever, ever.
What's up with that?
I don't know. What's up? What's up with that? You know, I'm a fan. I'm always talking about her to other people. I talk about her husband. Now they met her children. And all I can say is she's anointed and appointed. And she got anointing and anointment. Okay, thank you. So she got both. That's all I can tell you.
This is the one and only, okay? Let me tell you.
The one and only.
One and only. Thank you for being here. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad we're finally connected.
Yes,
I,
absolutely.
and I am. We're the Bishop
Yes.
Exteriors tour. I've been saying that. And he is one of the MCs. You know, we wear a lot of hats out here, but he definitely is the MC of the MCs. And he does this over and over and over again. But I want to talk to you about, oh my goodness, there's so much
Yes, yes,
you're
and yes,
doing right now.
yes.
So tell us, and I'm gonna have go ahead and hold the mic
Okay,
here.
let me
Make sure
hold
we
the
got the
mic.
microphone.
Let me get this for you.
Tell me a little about what it is that you do. Well, we know that you pastor a church, all right? Just tell me about yourself.
Yes, well, first of all, I'm Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon, and I want to thank you so much for having me here and being able to open up the platform so other people can know who Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon is. We have a platform now called Leaders Live Generously, right? We have a book called Live Generously. We have the Leaders Live Generously Academy. We have the Leaders Live Generously Prayer Breakfast of Champions that's on the way. And then we have the Leaders Live Generously virtual summit that we have put out. All right. And so we are moving and grooving, trying to teach people how to lead, love, and then give. Right. I was in corporate America for over 30 years. Right. In 30 years, I became a sales manager. I became the managers. Then I became the district vice president. Then I became the vice president. And so when you work with so many people over the years, that many years, I want you to know one thing. People are dog eat dog. They walk over people. They cut people. They want to get promoted and have no successor. So I decided, you know what? Let's debunk some of those systems, doctor, and let's do this. Let's add new systems from a biblical perspective that are transferable to the workplace, to business, to church, or wherever you want to go. Because everyone wants a position that's called position of leadership. But anybody who goes to a job, they may not like the job, right? And the reason they don't like the job because they don't like the boss. And the reason they don't like the boss because the boss is a positional leader. But people who can say, you know what, I don't like the job, but I'm going because I like my boss. Why? Because the boss is developing, training, and teaching. That's what we want to teach people. That's what we train people to do. Everybody, we believe, is a leader in the making. However, they're not a leader. So we have to teach them leadership skills. The reason we use lead is because if you can't lead nobody where you ain't going, you can't lead nobody what you don't know, right? So we got to teach people, you got to lead, then we got to teach you to love. Why? You're a human, I'm human. We got that in common. The humanness, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. If I can get you to see me as a human, then I can get you to see me as a being. I'm a human being, the spiritual part that connects us to God. Once I do that, now I can't treat you as a product. I'm not going to treat you as a project. So that means I'm not going to just cuss you out. I'm not going to cut you. I'm going to start working with you to help you get you prepared for the next. That's where the give come in at. Now I got to give of my time, give of my knowledge, give of my information so that you now are ready to be a successor for me. My job is to get me out of a job and have three people ready so I can go to my boss and say, listen, you say you need somebody, I want to apply for that. Well, who's going to take your position? I've already trained three people that's ready to go. You can transfer me, elevate me, promote me, and I got you ready. You don't have to go outside this. You don't have to go look for somebody. I've already given you a return on your investment.
Oh, that is phenomenal. In all the years you would know each other, I didn't realize that your background was also corporate America. I spent about 15 years in corporate America myself. And it's amazing how we bring the best of what we got there.
Yes,
So
indeed.
we bring it out.
Yes, we do.
Let's go ahead and use it. We
Yes.
know when it's time to die.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what it is that we got in it that we can use and go and where it is that we're time to get.
Yes, absolutely.
And I love that you have just created this whole leadership
Yes.
from the training
Mhm.
to the coaching,
Yes.
the books. I know that you're
Yes.
doing books
Yes.
to the curriculum,
Mhm.
and he given it stages. So if someone were to embark on something that you have going here right
Yes.
now,
Yes.
where would they start?
Well,
What would you do first? What would you tell them? The first thing I need to do is
the first thing I would need them to do is to have a discovery call with me. I want to discover who they are. I want to know what they're into. I want to know what they're doing. And then after we do a discovery call, then I'll know where to start them. Right? I always do that because a lot of people sometimes think they know, but they don't. But as I'm asking questions, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, I don't know. Well, let's get all of this out so I can unpack who you really are and what you're really called to so that I now can give you the leadership skills that's going to help you transfer there. Very safe. Now, we also do leaders for young men. We call it the Mod Squad. I've taken on kids that, for lack of a better word, have been cut up kids. They have been kicked out of schools on the short bus, whatever they want to call it. I said, give them to me for a year. Let me train them and give them these skills to transform, and I will help them become leaders. They are leaders. They're managers. They've graduated from high school. They're better for their parents. The parents say, I don't even know who this kid is. I teach them responsibility, accountability. I even do a spiritual walk with them where I make all of the young men at 6 a.m. or listen, 9 months to get up at 6 a.m. You can only miss 2. Once they get through our program, I then have a ceremony. I tell them, invite your mama, your daddy, your sister, cousin, because I'm now going to present you with a sword. I'm going to crown you as a leader, that you have made the transformation to become a leader at the first stage. There's 3 stages. You can get through the first one. I know you'll make it through the second. You understand? We call that the Mod Squad.
It
Yes,
just takes
indeed.
me back to, I'm not dating, so look, remember a real Mod Squad on TV. It was called
35 and over.
Yeah, there you go. Call the Mod Squad. But I love how you are stuck to because it's one thing to develop leaders who are adults. All right, because everyone who's an adult, I don't care what kind of experience you have, I don't care what you've been doing, I don't care where you go. You're not always a leader. You're not always a leader.
No.
People think of leadership as being, I am in charge, and this is how it's
right.
going to have
That's
to
positional
teamwork. That's positional. They don't see the teamwork in there. But the fact that you have even gone as far as to understand and realize that you got to start at a younger age.
Yes, you do.
So that they can come up in the ranks and understand what it is to grow as a leader.
Yes.
And that program sounds absolutely phenomenal. Number one, you're giving it a long enough time
Yes, indeed.
so that they are establishing habits of what it is that they do.
Yes.
And that's important, particularly when you're working with that age group that he's talking about. So I love that. How is that in them? And what kind of return have you seen?
Well, first of all, when we first started teaching these principles, I've had many of the young men, mothers or aunts, come knock on my door, and I say to them, "Listen, just give me some patience. Have some patience. Give me some time. I promise you, I'm gonna make this your child a better child. If not, I give you all your money back. No questions asked." I said, "But I promise you, you will never knock on my door again." They have never knocked on my door again. They couldn't get their kids to come home. They couldn't get their kids to cut the grass. They couldn't get their kids to go do her homework. They not only to cut the grass, I teach them how to. First thing I teach you is how to honor mother and father. If they have an issue with their mom and father, we gonna work on that. We got to work on that before we done with this program. You're gonna have to reconcile with mom and daddy on a real deal. That's the first way. The reason why everything is brought back. That's start. The scriptures tell us that. You have to honor mother and father. That's the first one with promise. So I teach them that, and guess what? They've all been able to do it. Every last one of them. It is amazing.
Success,
Oh,
100% success.
it's amazing. I'm telling you, and they're leaders. I mean, they're managers at company. They overseeing other people. Oh, yeah. And then once a month, I I rent out the whole gym, and we do 3-on-3 with all of them. On the night they just run. Nobody else can get on this. They be trying to get in there. I say, nope, I'm sorry. You have to join the program to be a part of that. But we got other guys who want to join the program on the outside. Yeah, that's how we do it. Those are great. Just amazing to us. Amazing. Leaders live generously. Yes, indeed.
Generously. So tell me, what about adults? All right. So I know you do a whole lot with Good Leadership Summit. So all of this. Tell me, what are some of the things that are very important just to get a start? No, no, so you gotta get folks to realize that, you might want to be a leader, but you definitely need to skill.
Yes.
You gotta at least advise it. Tell me how it is that you want.
Yeah. Here's where we tell all of the above. After we do the discovery, we say there's two things that you're gonna have to agree to. Two things. If you can't agree to these two things, I cannot walk with you through this process. The first thing you're gonna have is commitment. I need to know you're gonna make a commitment all the way through the rough, I need that up front. The second thing I need is vulnerability. If you can be vulnerable and committed, because I'm gonna give you the same thing, we gonna make it through this. Because you're gonna have to answer questions that may tap into some areas that you have not wanted to go there or confront. What you conceal cannot be here. So I teach people how to confront stuff to conquer it. Once they agree to that, oh, it's on. We get into some stuff and begin to change mindsets. We use the NLP program to help people change their neurological thinking patterns, to change the subconscious. We give them tools and information how to do that on a daily basis and a night basis, what to be listening to, so that they can help change that transformation internally. It's been phenomenal. People have been hurt. Bring up childhood stuff. They just pushed under the rug. People have been offended and never dealt with it. Other folks never gave them honor. We teach them. And when we give them back, their parents, their husbands, their wives, they like, and we infuse the prophetic biblical coaching on top of. We're not afraid of that. We say, listen, we infuse it because of the prophetic gift that I have. I'm not afraid to use that gift. So I use it many, many times. And they go, how do you know that? I said, you told it to me. They said, no, I didn't. I said, okay, you did, but God did. Through what you said, He gave it to me like that. We go, oh my God. So they get free at the same time.
Now, this is a program that you and guiding want to be freeing on so many levels. We're talking BNI professionally, spiritually,
Yes.
and all in the process. So eating meat, not only to just be better for you and for what you do, but to be what the word is, to be the leader, so it's to lead others.
Yes.
That is.
There's no question about it. To lead others. That's what we tell them. Which is why we lead out with lead. We got to treat you to lead and let you know you're okay. They never got to teach you to love. Now, if you can get to the love, now you're going to know you can be vulnerable and committed, because now I can get you to the give. Now you can give of your time. Now you can give of your gifts, talents, abilities. And now I can help strengthen them and develop them through the process. The process, a series of actions that cause a change or development. That's what we want people to do. We're not here to talk. We're here for you to walk the talk and talk the walk to produce the results. We're all about the results.
Oh, we all about eat.
So tell me. So we've talked to programs. Now, how was it that you tied the conferences into this? How was it that you tied that?
Yeah, now the virtual conference that we started, the Leaders Live Generously Summit, is because I said, man, I give out a lot. I pour out a lot. Not only that, I said, man, who do you go to, Anthony Shannon? I said, well, I have a spiritual father. I have other mentors. I said, but a lot of people don't have that. I said, so they empty and not know they empty. So what I got to create is what I call it, sharpening the saw for the leaders. So all high caliber leaders come to pour, but guess what? They get poured back into. Because now you got other leaders, you go, wait a minute, I heard so, oh, I didn't know they did. Yes. Now they get inspired, they get strengthened, they get filled up, and guess what? They ready to go. A whole nother round. So we said, man, we had 62 on our virtual and 2 singers because I wanted to mix it up because he's singing. So we said, okay, now let's take that concept in person and let's bring it to the in person. So when people come, we're going to make sure that they don't leave empty. They're going to leave full, inspired, sharpened, and then we're going to pray for their business, their dreams, and everyone gets a prophetic word to go and take and listen to it and see. And when it comes to pass, all I'm asking people to do is give me, that's it. That's all. That's it. But you will leave impacted and inspired and full.
That's obvious. That is powerful. Not the power.
Yes, indeed.
I did. You leave powerful. Wow.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I feel like there's so much. Okay, so now tell me about the books.
Yes.
Tell me about the books.
Yes. Now, we just released Sacred Success in April, and guess who was the main one nudging us, all right, guiding us to jump out in there, and we did it. It is God unlocking guidance, prosperity, God's prosperity. It's not just about money. It's about your purpose, finding your purpose in order to live your life. I believe if you find your purpose, you can do that job all day without getting paid, right? When you find your purpose, now you can live your life. Sacred Success, unlocking those principles that God already put in your heart. Then we released Cosmic Collaboration. We released that in Orlando, right at the Waldorf Astoria on the weekend of July the 4th. So this book is about a collaboration with heaven and earth, meaning we got here somehow. When we got here, there was a blueprint for our life. What we're teaching people is when you find your purpose, now you're finding your blueprint. What do you mean by that? I'm going to check. Every person born has a star. I know you may not understand it, but you have a star. The star is born because you're born. So there's a star to come up. People call them guardian angels, right? You ever heard that? You have a guardian angel. Well, you have a star. The star, you can look all this stuff up. The star is called Astor. Astor is your star. Is what guides you in your life. When you follow that path, you are successful. When you get off the path, you have a disaster. So a disaster is saying, I'm off track. I got off alignment. The book teaches you how to get back into alignment, stay in alignment, so you can continue to have success. I know the thoughts that I have towards you, thoughts of good, not evil, to bring you to, come on now, you understand? That's the blueprint. When the wise men came, they said, we followed the star. We know he's born because the star led us here. You have one too. And God wants you to know, you too supposed to be prosperous. You too supposed to be successful. You too supposed to have your family with you, blessed. Come on. So you can leave a legacy. Cosmic Collaboration. Our third book that's coming out is called The Process of Change Is Now. This is dealing with the fourth industrial revolution, dealing with AI technology, why we need to jump on it right away. Companies that didn't move got behind. We're telling you don't get behind, move. And then we're working on We only need 3 more people to do this, all right? And what we're working on is this faith factor. The faith factor, people, an anthology that have been through trials, tribulations, been through something, overcame that, and now willing to talk about it. That we call that resilience. You got better, not bitter. And you're willing to tell that story to as a lead, give, right? Lead, love, and give. You're willing to give back so somebody else can make it happen. Listen, that's the books, all right?
Yes.
That just we're releasing this year, right?
I was gonna say, I know for a fact that I've seen and heard about all these and taken a part in some of them. That has just been this year. That has just been this year.
That's
You've
right.
heard the programs. You've heard what he's doing, with leaders, with developing leaders at a young age. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So listen, how is it that we can get connected on all these days? First of all, where can we get the books? Let's go there. We'll work backwards. Yeah, right. You ended there with the books. Where can we get the books?
Well, listen, first of all, you can get the books on Amazon. You can get them on Barnes & Noble. You can get on our website. Listen, you can go to leaderslivegenerouslyacademy.com. You can go to prayerbreakfastofchampions.com. You can go to Anthony D Shannon Consulting Group.com. You can even go to our church, the Victory Church, INT.org. Listen, go there. Reach out to us. Connect with us on social media, all of them, Anthony D Shannon. You got to put the D, all right? Because that's be determined. You got to put the D, all right? Anthony D Shannon. There's another Anthony Shannon out there, many of them, but they ain't no Anthony D Shannon. Okay, please reach out to me. That's right. Get the right one.
You get the right one. Listen, we're going to wrap up. We can do 2 parts on this because there's so much more that we can share. And I know there's so much more that you have to clear. You definitely want to connect with him for starters. Listen in on stuff. He's got shows. We didn't even talk about that.
true. That's
What
true.
shows do you have? Let's go ahead and talk about it. What
Leading from the future. Our program that we put out, we bring people, amalgamation of speakers, entertainers, all to do one thing: inspire you to get off the couch and get moving so that you can fulfill the voice that you're missing. Somebody's missing your voice, and we want to push you as a catalyst to make that happen. All on YouTube, Facebook, On Stage Plus, Apple TV. Listen, we want you to do it. I'm also on tct.tv because I do Ask the Pastor. People ask me biblical questions all the time, and I answer the questions, right? You can go see some of how we respond to them. Listen, we are here to add value to your life.
And they have many options for that value, as you just heard. And we won't even talk about the stuff that he just comes on lives and do with. I mean, that's you hear that you have to follow him to make sure that you catch up with even those things. Like I said, we're going to wrap it up here, but I want you, if there was one thing that you could tell them right now to get started, to make sure that they're moving in the right direction as far as leadership goes, what would that be?
I will say this to you, that you get more on your way than you do when you start. So get started, because your future don't look like what it's going to be like. But it won't happen if you don't. Just get started. If you got to dig the dirt, dig the dirt. You want to build a building, get the brick. All right, bring it to the house. Look at the brick, right? Draw something, sketch something. Just get started, because you get more on your way than you do.
I love start. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, woman of God.
So much for being here with us today. He has just loaded a boatload of value on you, a boatload of information that is going to help you to prosper in so many ways, to prosper, financially, to prosper in your spirit, in your soul, in your being, in who it is in your relationships, in your careers. Make sure that you connect. This is information that's going to take you to the next place that you need to be in life. And that's what we do here at Leveling Up the Podcast. We want to make sure we give you the tools to take it to the next levels. My tagline on this is there are levels to this. And we're going to get us starting at the bottom, the full overflow up, all the way up. That's a whole too. All the way up. All the way up. All right. So listen, we're going to finish up here. Make sure that you look at the podcast notes because we're going to have all of the contact information here. Make sure you get in touch with Jim. And until I see you again, make sure you do what is necessary to be authentically yourself, knowing that you are the best version of you out there. Be authentic, be you. Be confident in who you are. Know that what you bring is good. All right? Try to do something and make a difference for not just you, but for the people around you. And until I see you again, make sure that we stay what?
Stay
Well, stay. Oh.
The Loft.
Welcome to The Loft. Our guest today was Dr. Pastor Anthony D Shannon, and boy, did he give us a lot of information, a lot of good, valuable nuggets to hold on to, things that are going to help us to lead generously, no pun intended, which is one of his programs. He is doing so much. He gave us the title of about 5 books. We're going to make sure to have all of his information in the podcast notes, of course, including how it is you can connect with him, how it is that you can find out more information about what he's doing in the community with helping the younger generation to be greater, what he's doing with his prayer breakfasts, what he's doing with his conferences, of course, the books, as I already mentioned, and just what he's doing to develop leaders who are going to live generously. And that's it. Okay, we've reached the end of the episode. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen. As you catch the elevator down, if you feel so inclined, rate, review, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, every day is a new opportunity, and it's never too late to level up.